Hello everyone, my name is Abu Bakr Salim and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about functions in C++ programming language. What are functions? Functions is a piece of code that can perform a specific task, and we can use this function in a program as many times as we want. For example, cout is a function that is already present in C++ programming language, and the purpose of this function is to print the value on the screen on the console output. Similarly, C in function is used to get the input. There are many different functions that are available in C++ programming language, and every function has its own functionality. Similarly, in C++ programming language or in any other programming language, we have this opportunity to create functions ourselves as well. And those functions are known as user-defined functions. So for today and in upcoming 2-3 videos, we'll be discussing about user-defined functions, how can we create them, and how can we call them in a program. So first of all, see this program on your screen. You can see void main written. This is the main function. This is the starting area of your program. So when whatever I do here will be executed first. So let's say I have written cout hello world. Now when I will run this program, you'll see the output on the screen. And you'll see that this statement will be executed first because this is at the top. Now let's say I have written another statement here, cout hi. So as this statement is after hello world statement, so it will be executed afterwards after hello world statement. First the message hello world will be printed, and after that hi will be printed on the screen. So the sequence also matters. Now this function, main function, is the area of execution. All the execution will be start from it. And it is the mandatory part of your program to write main function in your program. Apart from this main function, we can also create user defined functions, and we can either use those functions in main function or we can use those functions in other functions as well. So we'll be learning how to create function in this video. So whenever we have to create a function, there are some things that we have to remember. The first thing that we have to remember is the name and the return type of the function. So as you can see in void main, main is the name of the function and void is the return type of the function. Void means nothing. It means that main function does not return anything. We can also mention int here, and if we do that, we'll have to write return 0. Now int means integer, and if we have written int as the return type of main function, we'll have to return 0. Similarly, whenever we are creating a function, the return type could be either int for integer, character, char, float, or void. And similarly, bool can also be the return type. So all the data types that we have studied so far can be the return type of the function, and in addition to that, void can also be the return type of the function. But void will the function with return type void will return nothing. So the first thing that we have to mention is the return type. So first thing that I'm going to mention here is the return type. I'm going to create a function which is going to find the sum of two integers. So since it is going to find the sum of two integers, so its return type is also going to be integer. I'm going to name it sum. Now the rules for naming the function is same as rule for naming what we can say the rules for naming variables and the rules for naming functions are same. So let's say I have written return 6 plus 7, or I have just written here 6, return 6. Now I have created a function sum, and the purpose of this function is it will return 6. Now when I will run this program, nothing will happen. Nothing will be displayed on the screen because I haven't printed anything on the screen. Now let's say I have also written C out a, and this is the message that I wanted to print. Now when I will run the program, we'll see no output on the screen. Now when you see the output, there is nothing that has been printed on the screen. Why is it so? Now, this happened because the main is the starting point of the execution of the program, and we haven't used anything in the main function. That is why nothing will be printed on the screen. Now let's say I have copied this here. Now when I will run the program, now you'll see that the message hey will be printed on the screen. Now how can we call this sum function in the main function and we can use it? So it's very simple. You can call this function using its name. So how can we do that? Let's suppose I have created a variable int, and I'm going to name the variable a, and I'm going to assign it that the value of function that I have created. Now how can we call the function? You just have to write the name and you have to leave the brackets empty because it is not taking any argument as input. Now if I have missed this, an error will be occurred, that is going to be the syntax error. So I have to get rid of it. So I have to put the blank bracket. What if I put 1 here? In that case, there will be an error because we have not allowed this function to accept any argument. So now when I will run the program, let me print this. The value of a is equal to, now when I will run the program, now the execution will start from from the main function. In the main function, you can see on line number 10, we have written a is equal to sum. So we have called the function. So the program execution will move from, let me show this here. The program will move from here to here. And from here, it will return the value 6. And after returning the value 6, it will again move to this line number 11. So the first line that will be executed was line number 8, then line number 9, then line number 10. In line number 10, there was a function that we called. So it will move to line number 6, return the value 6. This value will be assigned to A, and then it will move to line number 11. So that's how the function works. That how this happens. So let me run this program and let's see what the output is going to be here. So since this sum function is returning 6, the output is going to be a is equal to 6. Now let's improve this function. I want to add two values using this function, two integers. So I'm going to create two arguments here. This is known as an argument. These are the numbers that will be added, and I want return a plus. So now I have put two arguments in the definition of the function, and when now I'm going to call this, let's say I've written 6 and 7. Now the output is going to be different. Now let's run this program first. The output is going to be 13. We passed two values in this sum function. The first value is 6 and the second value is 7. And what is the functionality of this function? It is returning the sum of A and B. So the result will be stored in main function in the variable A, and it will be printed afterwards. So let me change this name to S so that it won't confuse you with that A in the sum function. So this is how we can create a function. Remember one thing, that a function will always contain a return type, and whatever the return type a function contains, it should be assigned to that type of variable where you want to call it. So I have written the return type of this function is int, and I have called this function in this variable, and it is also of type s. You can also call this function directly in cout instead of assigning it to a variable. How can we do that? We can just write sum and 8 comma 11. So now when I will run the program, now sum is equal to 19 will be printed. Once again, how this will work: first of all, this statement will be executed. In this statement, this will be executed first. Sum is equal to. After that, this function is called. 8 will be assigned to A, and 11 will be assigned to B. And after that, once this function has returned a value which is going to be 19, it will stop working. So that how these functions are created. There are a lot of things that we have to discuss in the upcoming videos about the functions, and this was the first and very basic video about functions, and I hope that you have understood the basic concept of functions. If there is any question, you can ask me in the comment section, and if you have liked the video, please press the like button and please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.